Hey everyone, I got here my collection. I want to talk about real monsters from Nickelodeon action figures. Yes, they did make them. We got the main characters back here and a bunch of extra characters back here. Now, I want to talk about not reviews, but these are the only 4 characters that actually are on the show. These guys we never saw on the show before. This is something like this one, sort of, but. There is a backstory on where these extra monsters came from, and I want to talk about that. I went online, I researched it, and I was like, wow, no wonder, because these guys, they were never on the show, will never be on the show, and we're like, where the heck did these characters come from? And there is a little backstory on it, and I want to get to that. These figures came out around 1995-ish. Their packages look like this. No, I do not have the packages. I mean, I remember having them way back when, but I didn't keep them, I discovered them at the Nickelodeon Toy Factory. Here's from Nickelodeon Magazine. I kept all my Nickelodeon magazines, and this was it. Toys R Us opened up a big display with all these moving parts. And it's called the Nickelodeon Toy Factory. It has all sorts of toys. I remember going there. I tricked my parents to go into Toys R Us, and I was so giddy when I saw everything. It ran from August 15th to October 23rd, around 1995-ish or something. I mean, Nickelodeon was big back then. It was huge, bigger than. I mean, these days it seems like the Disney Channel is bigger than Nickelodeon, but back then, I remember we had to order. The Disney Channel. It wasn't like a regular channel like today. It was like HBO. It was like an extra package. Yeah, Nickelodeon was big. Rugrats and Doug and Rocco and real monsters. So I want to talk about these extra figures. So these are the main characters, and these are the characters that never showed up on the show. Let me tell you something about the 80s and 90s and toys. Back in the 80s and 90s, toy designers are allowed to take liberties with whatever they want to do with the characters of a show, of a video game, of a movie, when it comes to the toys. Let's take, for instance, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Those of you who collected the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys back in the 80s and 90s know that there were a whole bunch of turtle toys where the turtles are wearing like costumes or outfits that they would never wear on the actual show or the movies, and never will. And never have. So that's what I mean. They're able to take other characters, make up any way they want. And there's a history with these guys. There's like 2 missing though, but I want to talk to you about something. Now back in the 90s, and I believe he's still working today, there was a toy designer named Mel Birnkrant, and he created this. This is a photo of a wave of monsters he made. He named it The Pets of Frankenstein. You may notice there's the Son of Frankenstein, the Bride of Frankenstein, the Ghost of Frankenstein. Well, these are the ghosts, the pets of Frankenstein. And you may notice some of them look familiar. For example, we have a Snarfle here. Let's see a pre-rendition before. That's right. What the Snarfle looked like before he became part of the real monsters wave of toys. And then we have Werfel. Let's see Werfel. Okay, there he is. So the problem is he made these the Pets of Frankenstein toys, but there was never any. There was no movie about it. There was no cartoon series or a video game or whatever. And in order for a toy series to actually be successful, and Mattel wanted them to actually, put into production, there has to be some type of pre-sale. There has to be a video game. There has to be a movie. There has to be a TV show. Something that would make them want to get it. You don't want to just spit out a random collection of toys in the store. I mean, how would they know about it and stuff like that? So what Mel Birnkrant agreed to do is sell his designs for these monsters to the Real Monsters toy line. I mean, these were the only 4 toys that were supposed to be released. But he made an agreement with Mattel to sell his designs, repaint them so it matches with the look of the show, and agreed to sell them all together. And so, well, he's happy, you know, even though it's not originally his original look. He's happy that the designs of his toys were sold, even though, you know, the paint was different and stuff like that. But you get what I'm saying here, right? It has to be some type of pre-sale, and he would rather, instead of releasing them on their own, the Pets of Frankenstein, and then being a complete disaster, he rather combined it with the Real Monsters action figure line, and hope that some kids would pick it up, like me. You may notice that in the back of the packaging you see all the characters in the wave, like here. And you may notice one thing. This character is not in there. So I got like a rare figure right here. This was part of the line, as you can see here. Okay, so let me introduce the characters to you. This is Krumm. What he does is that his eyes go into his mouth, and then it pops right back in his hand. There's a little string that attaches to it. This is Oblina. See, her mouth opens up and her tongue sticks out. Ickis. And the Gromble, you know, you press his tail, he has a little student there, and he chews him. Now, Snarfle here, you put all these bugs in his mouth, flip out his legs, and he poops them out. And then we have Werfel. He climbs up this string, which is all tangled up right now. I won't do it. We got Snarfle. You know, fill it with water and it blows out. This is Haluga. Haluga spits out guts. You know, you can turn him inside out. He spits out guts. And then we got Splug, who also spits out water. There were 3 more characters I don't have here. There's Spoink and Groink, seen here. And this is what the original Mel Birnkrant design looks like. And then there's Kaluga as an eye. And then there's Poomps. So there you go, people. The Real Monsters toy line. If you want me to do individual reviews or whatever, just comment. But you've seen them all. So I want to thank you all for watching and listening to my little research and all that. So thank you for watching, everyone.